Alright guys, welcome back. Tonight we got some ocean monsters, some NPC glitches, and another creepy videos from all around the world. So kick back, grab your snacks, and let's go. Now, you know you're too big to be squeezing in that tiny cart. It's okay to be a Toys R Us kid, but remember, while you're at the Airbnb, if you break it, you buy it.
Wait, I'm about my pay stub. You convince me with that fake stuff. Yeah, shit to get in my paper, right? Hit that in my paper. Yeah, I'm about my pay stub.
Were much more advanced than us, and you will understand why. If we go back in the geological clock of Giza, we realize that the Nile flows right next to the pyramids. You take magnetized crystalline granite, which is the base, and use running water below it, you create physiostatic electricity. Granite then attracts ions into the pyramid and sends them into the Grand Gallery. The Grand Gallery has slots on each side that could have been resonance rods. These resonance rods could have increased the power of electricity as it rose into the king's chamber. In the king's chamber, what is interesting is that there is a box that they try to say is a sarcophagus. It's impossible for it to be a sarcophagus. I measure 1.80 meters. I can't even fit into this box. Definitely know what a real sarcophagus looks like. It's not a tiny little box. The box has the exact dimensions of the Ark of the Covenant. The Ark of the Covenant was inside this box. It was technology. It was a capacitor. It's what gave the extra impulse and sent the electricity to the top where there is a stone made of gold. The obelisks, which are made of crystalline granite and magnetized, captured ambient wireless electricity and transmitted it to what they call jet pillars. These jets are depicted in many hieroglyphs, with people holding them and connecting them to electric bulbs. There are galvanoplasty devices in hieroglyphs as well.
Welcome to Chick-fil-A. Your food and beverage has arrived. Please pick up the assigned finish button. Thank you for dining with us. It is my pleasure to serve you today.
And they say that robots aren't going to take many jobs away. If these do well, I'm pretty sure they're going to deploy them out to all the homes in the world. But at least you won't be judged for your dietary choices.
I act as if I don't care if people dislike me. Deep down, I secretly enjoy it.
Oh, I get it.
Alright, now we're recording, so, alright. Because I am Specialist 𝐬𝐮𝐬𝐫𝐿, Washington National Guard. This is Specialist Woolman, Washington National Guard. And what are we doing here, Specialist Woolman?
Well, as you see, we have a couple lanes up here. We've had some zombie activity in these derelict buildings in this little Salem, little country town. We're just trying to clear it out, trying to keep everybody safe. We haven't had any casualties come through just yet, but we have had some gunshots in these surrounding buildings.
Why don't we take a walk down there and see? So,
Yeah.
so how common are these things?
Well, we're thinning out the herd slightly, but it's still a really menacing threat.
Yeah, people don't know that it's actually a biological threat, not a chemical or radiological, like people are meant to know.
That's a super common misconception, but biological as it is, it's like a rash, so to say. It's something in the environment that you just have to deal with. We're doing the best we really can.
It springs up, I think in America it springs out fairly commonly. I'd say once every 3 months somewhere in America. All right.
Now, you see this big building right here?
Yeah.
We already cleared this one out about 2 hours ago. But we're still hearing noises. We still hear some scraping around in there. We think there might be a couple little things still going on. But we're going going to another sweep through there, and I just said we're right now set up for any possible contamination.
All right, and the point of this right now is to decon any of our guys or any civilians that are caught.
Absolutely. Anything from a slight blood splatter to a full-on bite or a penetrating wound.
Fun fact, not everyone who gets bitten transforms. I know there's a lot of misconception with all the movies and stuff going on. You know, fairly common to see these guys just laughing. I mean, it's a pretty safe thing. A full-blown epidemic is pretty much not likely to happen. You have to have a predispositioned ability to get turned into one.
Absolutely. Not only that, but it's a bite that really kills you. Yeah, so you can see their major vehicle. It's just on the other side.
Truth. A video has been posted anonymously on the dark web showing the Bermuda Triangle, a geographical area in the Atlantic Ocean, widely believed to be the cause of a large number of ship disappearances. And the rest will surprise you.
That's the last place I expected to run out of water. Hope she makes it out okay. But next time, instead of bringing sand to the beach, you may want to bring water instead.
Nah, mate.
Right now, you can save £50 per person.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that? You broke
back is broken. Spinal.
Yeah, that's a rental, yeah, what I bought. Lying, nothing in your core. Buying money, yeah, what for, but I do what I do.
Transformation was revealed in November 2022 when he decided to shave his beard off. Connor looked like a totally different person and people took notice. What the hell did I miss? You look totally different. Who the fuck is that guy? That dude ate Connor. His face looked abnormally big with a clear buildup of soft tissue around the jaw and cheeks, and his hands looked like a pair of oven mitts. After a clip of him looking completely different went viral. Like Connor, his jaw area had enlarged and he developed an overall fuller, more bloated face. In some photos, you could also see his skin taking on a more pinkish tone, just like Connor's. Many speculated that he'd had plastic surgery, as Zach didn't address his transformation until the following year, when he explained the changes in his face were caused by an accident he had at home. Apparently, he was running through his house, slipped, and badly hurt his chin.
If that's the direction that it was going, maybe it's time to get plastic surgery. You wouldn't get that. Come on.
Believe in ETs though, brother. You know why? Hold on, let me speak. Because when you look at the English language, which is basically covered in numerology, the whole damn language is based off numerology itself. When you see that, then you look at the word alien. Take off the A, take off the N, you got the word lie. That's there for a reason, brother. So, you know what's even more likely than aliens or these reptilians or all these grays or Pleiadians people talking about? It's more likely that people from the future went back in the past. That's what's more likely. Look at the #1 UFO incident of all time, Roswell, New Mexico. How come people haven't put together Roswell, R.O., Rothschild, R.O., Rockefeller, R.O., Royal, L? They're playing a scam on you. There's not aliens, brother. It's time travelers. And if you actually think about it, that makes a lot more sense.
What do aliens look like? All right, well, the one, for example, that healed this man's hearing, who was in our circle, sort of very triangular head, about 5.5 feet tall. This is going to be in this next documentary. He popped in transdimensionally as an ET being, popped in. We saw this red light come right into our circle, and then the photograph taken, and this ET is standing right beside this man, and he had permanent hearing loss since he was a teenager, and he was fixed that night by this ET. That is a true story. It's a beautiful story. Were you there? Yeah, I was there. The ET was about 2 feet from me, 3 feet from me, and so it's, the photograph of it is beautiful, but the experience that this man had was more beautiful.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person.
Well, looks like it's time for plan B, throw bubblegum on a stick trick. And if that don't work, then it's probably the universe telling you to go on a digital detox.
Hi, I'm with the Port Commission.
I'm from the Athlete's Foot Foundation.
Brother. Hey, can you get my demo tape to somebody?
To understand, Gilly signed a $100 million contract. When you get a $100 million contract, you have to give up something. And I'm going to say this again. Gilly did this on the behalf of Wallow. Gilly, everybody know who Gilly was since Major Figures. At the end of the day, nobody knew who Wallow was. Wallow came home, and I keep telling you, you cannot make the transition from the streets to the industry. Wallow tried it. Listen, the industry is undefeated. They don't care if you light skin, like Chris Brown. They don't care if you brown skin. They don't care if you black.
Somebody come to your house? How can I explain this? When you're getting to certain levels and you're glowing up, somebody come see you.
Damn it, Joel. You gotta quit that shit. I'm serious. You gonna quit? You got a problem. I'm done with it. Quit.
I'm Guy Kramer, President and CEO of Hyperstealth Biotechnology Corporation, and in 2010 I figured out Invisibility. Quantum stealth is a patent-pending light-bending material that works by bending the light so that only the background is visible and a target, such as a person, is removed from view when behind this material.
I'll let you know when to go.
Okay.
Okay, ready. Ready.
Recording?
Yes.
Cool. So hi, I'm Tom, and this is Transcribe Glass, subtitles for the real world. So using our device, you can actually see captions for everything I say in your field of view in real time, while also getting a good sense of my lips, my environment, and everything else around me. That's Transcribe Glass, designed to help you fully understand the conversation. Thank you.
There have been several giant details left out of our history books. Yet so many people refuse to question the truths that are hidden in plain sight right in front of them. Giants were very much real, and they walked this realm with us. The evidence can be found all around us. You just have to open your eyes and stop listening to the mainstream lies. It's hard for some to imagine. Why would they lie about giants? But the problem is, it's not just giants they've lied to us about. That is just one link, a small link in the much larger chain of lies that have completely erased our history, our true history. To find out where a lot of this cover-up began, research the mud flood and fall of Tartaria. Question everything, friend.
It looks like everybody failed that test. This is a great example of if you got to go to work, you might as well have fun while you're doing it. Just make sure the glass is half empty.
The following is a public service announcement. Excessive alcohol consumption can cause liver damage and cancer of the rectum.
Shit, Negro. That's all you had to say.
Blue Moon Non-Alcoholic. A Belgian-style wheat brew that tastes like drinking, even if it's not.
Beer.
6506148, nervous system manipulation by electromagnetic fields for monitors. We know there's the propaganda on TV. We know that there's the flicker rate that puts you in a dream state, highly suggestible. But this is more than that. In DARPA, in the mainstream news, in the Baltimore Sun saying, oh, we're testing towers to calm you during emergencies. So there's this coming out of this. Ceiling lights in Minnesota send coded internet data. Flicker rate. Well, your eye batteries are just like an infrared collector. Like they pick up part of that spectrum. It can program the brain. The data down power lines, which they now admit will control your thermostat, your refrigerator. They're invading through everything. They're way ahead of us technologically. This is why they're so arrogant. And reading these patents, it says they can physiologically change you, including hurting you, potentially trigger.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Rashad doing there, Abu. Rashad doing there. Subhanallah. أول شيء عوتشاني عندنا. شو كيدير؟ شو السبب ديالو كيديرها؟
They really didn't look that impressed. They looked more annoyed than anything. Probably because your only superpower is picking up broken birds and beer cans.
I can't believe this is happening. Now I'm known to the world. I ain't trying to feel.
Okay, listen. I have tried to explain this to my friends and family before, and everyone's telling me that this is perfectly normal. Are you telling me that these three dudes, sometimes there's six, but today there's three because it is a little chilly out, are not waiting for some sort of instruction from their supreme overlord? I'm like 99% sure that's what's going on. Somebody else said maybe they're doing Tai Chi, but they're just standing there. And it is so creepy. They do this every week and I don't know what's going on. What are you doing, weird dudes? They've been standing like that for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Like, I'm doing stuff on my computer in my office and I'm looking out there and these dudes are just standing there, like downloading their instructions from the mothership or I don't know what. It's just so weird. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm so confused. I'm so confused. And also a little terrified that, you know, is that their leader? Come back! No, I don't know what's going on. But listen.
Glitch. Some people believe in clones and some people don't. I think I've seen enough videos now where I definitely would say clones exist. Is this a video of a clone glitching? Or is this something normal? Have you ever seen anyone just pause like this? Is this a glitch in the Matrix? Unanswered universe.
The
You know the road is doomed when a 6-month-old is out here playing pranks for TikTok. At least it was a practice meet, not the championships.
I don't know what you guys are scared of. This one is super easy. Watch and learn. Did I win?
One of my investigations that I did on my own when I was younger in the military was trying to figure out how these giant sea creatures were traversing, the Earth's oceans.
Right.
Are you aware of any under, water or under the earth, giant trail systems or, that they could get through?
Yeah, absolutely. So, not sure of the exact time and date this was, but recently, last few years or something, NASA comes out and says, we have discovered oceans of water under the oceans that have more water than the oceans have in them. So there's got to be a circulatory system there. And there's got to be ways in which, they go in and out. It has been speculated for a very, very long time that there's, a hole down at the bottom of Loch Ness, and that's how Nessie keeps, going up and down is, actually through one of these larger tunnels down into another watery area. So they're most likely using those channels, which I think have yet to be fully discovered and explored by undersea scientists, that's for sure.
What the hell is this? Shout out to Nightmare Fuel for the video, but this is supposedly a light being running really fast on all fours on top of water, being chased by, I guess, some people on a boat. This can't be real, bro. This has to be AI or something. I don't even want to believe this, because a being made of pure light that can run on water? Come on, bruh. Who knows what type of time they're on? And what is that? A tail? Nah. This is something out of a video game, bruh.
Watch the monster jump Hey, you gonna start A. Oh, hey, bro, that's what we're gonna get them.
That's not like
Never put ain't nothing to play with.
Right. 5,000. I would have thought it was more than that.
Now that's how you knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. The company can replace half its workforce with robots. You can also hold lunchtime boxing matches to settle personality differences.
I don't know what started it. He stepped across the line. Habitually, he's a habitual line stepper. My ghetto side was going, stomp this motherfucker out right here. What the f is wrong with him? Get right off what I do. I know they getting tight off how I move.
Bloods were chosen to rule in the place of the actual Anunnaki. Okay, so it's like their subgroup. Okay, so they chose this particular group. They gave them a special amount of DNA to make them more aggressive. Okay, and they are the leaders of industry we see around us. They're the royals, so and so, because they have a the way the reptilian societies are is all top down. It's all hierarchical. Okay. So that's how the royals and who were left to rule. And that's why they wear crowns. You know why they wear a crown? Because it's supposed to show you that they have an activated crown chakra. I have a whole presentation I do on this. Okay. And I don't have my slides right here, but I can show you all of the, imagery and in the temples and in all over, even in churches around the world. Okay. You will see the reptilian imagery, and even Christ is involved in this imagery. They use the Christ,
The groom is the crown prince of neighbouring Dungapur. Father of the bride is Sundar Singh, private secretary to the Maharaja of Jodhpur. And this is opium, highly illegal in modern India. But as we'd later discover, these are people used to getting their way. The former warrior kings of Rajput aren't about to break tradition for anyone.
It's going to completely blow your minds. This American guy goes into a coma, and when he wakes up from it, he can't understand what the people around him are saying. And when he starts to respond, he can only speak in Swedish. Not only that, but he has a completely different identity. He quite literally woke up from this coma as a completely different person.
This is 61-year-old 𝐬𝐿 from Sweden, at least he thinks he is. His name is actually Michael Boatwright, an American Navy vet. In February, Boatwright woke up in this California emergency room in a Nordic state of mind, only speaking Swedish, unable to recognize his own face or even his son. Visibly emotional, he spoke to the desert sun through a translator.
The name I knew that I had, 𝐬𝐿.
Police say Boatwright was found unconscious in this Palm Springs Motel 6, along with 4 forms of identification and a cell phone.
The cell phone, it contained several phone numbers, all of which were phone numbers from the country of China.
He may be fast at his job, that don't mean speed equals quality. Before you would devour it, you may want to inspect it for pocket lint and dust bunnies.
Introducing corn cob crust from Little Caesars. Made with hearty American-grown corn, ooey-gooey cheese, and a 2-liter bottle of liquefied butter.
Play no games. No way. Play no games. No way. Play no games.
Rock on, Freaky Bro. Yeah.
Play no games.
Say, oh yeah, I'm cold as a lion with no hair. If you ever see me fighting in the forest with a grizzly bear, help the bear, cause that don't need it.
You see, what y'all are actually thinking is a Disney movie is actually the factual truth. Because Paul Bunyan was actually a real being that they were using to cut down the trees all throughout the Midwest so that they could stack them and create, like, an easier transition for the clones to come and take over America. Okay, so the Zeta Greys, like I had told y'all, was sending out different types of giants for different types of tasks. And a lot of the times it was to send them out to cut down the gigantic trees that was pulling that energy from the black sun up to the surface. So if you look in the Midwest, you'll actually see sometimes giant axes still inside of the gigantic trees, because this is the work tools that these gigantic beings were using to chop down all the trees in that area. And as you can see, if you look at his clothes and his attire, it's during the colonization era. So that's showing you that these beings were here during the time of the invasion of the clones around 500 AD. These wood right here, they were stockpiling wood and stacking it so that mankind could use it. And this is out in Utah, because in Utah they had a lot of gigantic trees that the giants had to cut down and stuff like that throughout the Midwest so that mankind could use them to make houses and
get out. Get the hell out of my house. In Jesus' name, I pray. I rebuke it in the name of the Lord.
Well, that's one way to do it. Remember, just because you don't like their friends don't mean you can always keep them away from bad influences.
This for my queens with the and the melanin. And for my kings buying game, they gon' sell again. Spread the word around town, go and tell a friend. We slaying devils, about to send them back to again.
Alright guys, those are creepy videos that don't sit quite right with me. If you'd like to go and hit that like button for me, make sure to comment on your favorite clips and join the Space Crew, because we rocking.